I'd like to preface this video with a disclaimer. Multiple of the things that I said here are wrong, like to do with the movie and that kind of stuff. So take what I say with a grain of salt. This is merely my opinion and does contain spoilers for Evangelion 3.1 plus 1 plus something or other, you know. So yeah, I just wanted to point that out there. Hello everyone, my name is Fruipy, and this is going to be a kind of a weird video if you haven't seen my recent tweets about the Evangelion franchise. But for the last couple months, I've been making my way through the Evangelion Rebuild series, and I'm fairly enjoying it. And last week, I was up to, I watched Evangelion 3.1 plus 1 thrice upon a time, or 3.1 plus 1 fucking, you do Evangelion grade school maths, right? That movie, the final movie. And after finishing the base series of Evangelion in mid-2022, and after becoming enriched with the story and the characters and even the creator, I started to watch the latest adaptation of the series with my boyfriend Nate. After enjoying the first 3 movies, I was hyped and ready for the fourth part and the final part of Evangelion. I was ready for something like its counterpart, End of Evangelion, which is one of the finest anime movies of all times, or even like of the early 90s, and one of my personal favorites. But I couldn't have possibly been more wrong. The movie opens where it last left off, with the main characters dealing with similar trauma and events to one another, and Rei learning human emotions, because long story. Hi, editing Fruipy here. That made absolutely no sense. I didn't really want to get into the lore of it, but all of the characters were going through a very similar thing with the trauma that they had experienced and that kind of stuff, but dealing with it in different ways. And in the case of Ayanami, that's a whole thing, but I just wanted to put that out there, because if you know Evangelion and you're watching this, you're probably like, what the fuck was I just saying? But, because, yeah. To begin, they introduced to the plot multiple different things that haven't been mentioned, and even if they weren't shown to have any importance or worth. Not only, the second act ended up being around an hour and a half too long, and the story was convoluted as all hell, without the signature Evangelion charm of making it actually interesting. And quite frankly, a horrific 3D animation style that accompanied the normal animation that did not fit with the rest of the film at all. And the end battle was drawn out beyond belief, and while having a nice inner mind sequence, it was quickly ruined by bad CGI. The end of the film isn't much to be desired either, leaving a bad taste in my mouth with a seemingly upbeat and happy end for Evangelion. I do kind of feel bad for the harsh criticism of this film, being it was created by one of my favourite directors, Hideaki Anno, but it was clear by the 4th Eva movie that he had gotten bored, only continuing it for the benefit of his fans, and I don't blame him. That's the thing, Eva is a cash cow, being one of the most critically acclaimed animes of all time, but you could just tell the emotion just simply wasn't there, like it was in End of Eva. I know comparing it to the End of Evangelion is kind of a stretch, but I went in with high expectations and ended up with just disappointment. And honestly, kind of sad that I no longer have a perfect image of this franchise in my head anymore. And it pains me to criticize it this much, but I had to get this out there, and this is basically just a video form of my tweets that I tweeted out a little bit ago, of my silly little rant. Hopefully this entertained you. Hopefully this video wouldn't be long. This is just, I don't even know what I'm gonna put in the background. That's where I'll leave you. Yeah, see ya.